without being invited. "I've been blacklisted," Russell announced, staring blankly at the street. "By whom?" Audrey asked. "The city? The state? The United Nations?" "The Gentle Embrace Society, and apparently every other literacy-related organization in the tri-state area. It turns out that confusing literacy with leprosy is a social faux pas that even my charm cannot overcome." "You told a room full of donors that lepers were gross people who couldn't catch a break," Jeff reminded him, taking a triumphant swig of papaya juice. "Honestly, Russell, it was the best comedy set I've seen in years. I'd pay to see it again." "Clarissa won't return my calls," Russell sighed. "She sent my coat back in a garbage bag." "A garbage bag, Jeff. It's a bespoke Italian cashmere. You don't put cashmere in plastic. It's a hate crime." "Well, look on the bright side," Jeff said, patting Russell on the shoulder with a hand that was slightly greasy. "At least you didn't actually catch leprosy. Or learn how to read. Both would have been devastating for your brand." Chapter 6: The Art of Porn Shui. While Jeff was reclaiming his calories, Adam and Jennifer were navigating the aftermath of their short-lived professional partnership. The brochure incident had been buried under a mountain of takeout containers and a mutual agreement to never mention the color amethyst again. However, a new tension was brewing in the Dunbar Bingham Road social circle, and it was centered around a small, wooden statue that now sat on Jennifer's bookshelf. "The fertility idol," Jennifer whispered, staring at the carved figure. "Adam, look at it. Does it look angrier to you today?" Adam leaned in, squinting. "It's a piece of wood, Jen. It doesn't have emotions. Although, if I were carved with that much detail in the abdominal region, I'd probably be a little grumpy too." Audrey said everyone who gets it ends up pregnant, and Jeff had super sperm until he broke it. "He didn't break it, he just chipped the base," Adam corrected. "And Jeff's sperm is fine. He's just Jeff. He's always been at the top of the food chain, biologically speaking." The broken idol had become a symbol of anxiety for Jennifer. She was a woman who liked plans. She liked schedules. She liked knowing exactly when her life was going to transition from fiancé to mother. The idea that their future was tied to a piece of folk art was maddening. Meanwhile, at the Dunbar office, Russell was attempting to pivot his energy into a new project. He called it Porn Shui. "It's a revolution in office ergonomics," Russell explained to Adam, as he pushed a massive mahogany desk toward the corner of the room. "The goal is simple: to arrange the furniture in such a way that no one, not the boss, not the cleaning lady, and certainly not the IT girl, can see what's on your computer screen." "Or," Adam suggested, "you could just do work while you're at work." Russell stopped, looking at Adam with genuine pity. "Adam, you're an only child. You don't understand the thrill of the hunt. In the corporate world, information is power. And if that information happens to be a high-definition video of a yoga instructor in Stockholm, then I have a right to privacy." "You're going to get fired," Adam said. "I own the company, Adam. Or at least, I own enough of it to make firing me a legal nightmare. Now, help me with this picture. I'm getting a reflection of an orgy in the glass from that window." As they struggled with the frame, a woman walked in. She was wearing a company-issued polo shirt and carrying a toolkit. "I'm Crystal from IT," she said, her voice monotone. "I'm here to fix the server lag." Russell froze. He looked at Crystal, then at his porn shui desk, then back at Crystal. A slow, predatory smile spread across his face. "Ah, Crystal," Russell purred, smoothing his hair. "I've been expecting you. My hardware is in desperate need of servicing." Adam groaned, burying his face in his hands. "Russell, don't. She's here to fix the internet." "I know what she's here for, Adam. It's a classic trope. The lonely businessman, the tech-savvy temptress. It's like the universe is handing me a script." Crystal didn't even look up from her tablet. "The lag is caused by excessive bandwidth usage from this IP address, mostly video streaming. A lot of it from, let's see, https://www.google.com/search, q=SwedishYogaFund.com. The room went silent. Even the air seemed to stop moving. That's a virus," Russell said, his voice cracking slightly. "A very sophisticated, very flexible virus. I was just trying to quarantine it." "Right," Crystal said, walking toward the server closet. "I'll quarantine your access to the router while I'm at it." Chapter 7: The guilt of the super sperm. Back at the Bingham apartment, the reality of Jeff's super sperm was starting to weigh on him. Not because he was worried about the responsibility, but because he was worried about the expectations. "You've been very productive lately," Audrey noted one evening as they watched a documentary about the migration of wildebeests. "I have a duty, Audrey," Jeff said, puffing out his chest. "I'm like the lead wildebeest. I have to ensure the survival of the herd. Plus, the doctor said I was a stallion. You can't just keep a stallion in the stable, you have to let him run. Is that why you told the guy at the deli that your children would likely be born with 3 rows of teeth and the ability to see in the dark? I was exaggerating for effect, but the point stands. I'm a biological marvel." But secretly, Jeff was terrified. He liked his life. He liked his couch. He liked the fact that the most complicated thing he had to take care of was a remote control that only worked half the time. The idea of a tiny human who shared his DNA and his propensity for sarcasm was both exhilarating and horrifying. He found himself wandering down the hall to Adam's apartment. He needed to talk to someone who was equally confused by the world. "Adam," Jeff said, letting himself in. "I think I'm too powerful." Adam was sitting on the floor, surrounded by bridal magazines. "Jeff, I'm currently trying to decide between eggshell and creamy ivory for the napkins. I don't have time for your ego. I'm serious, this whole optimal male thing. It's a lot of pressure. What if the kid is better than me? What if he grows up and actually likes to exercise? I'll have to disown him." "Jeff," Adam sighed, looking up. "You're worried about being a dad. It's normal." "I'm not worried. I'm a stallion. Stallions don't worry. They just gallop." "But seriously, did you see that fertility idol? Is it still broken? Jennifer is convinced it's cursed now. She thinks we're never going to have kids because you chipped the wood." Jeff felt a rare pang of guilt. It felt like a small, sharp pebble in his shoe. "It was an accident. I was trying to see if it was balanced. You know me. I'm a man of science. You were trying to see if it could hold a beer bottle, Jeff." "It was a weight distribution test." "Anyway, tell Jen I'll fix it. I've got some wood glue and a very steady hand. I'll make that idol look so fertile she'll get pregnant just by looking at it." Chapter 8. The Great Glue Incident. The fixing of the idol did not go as planned. Jeff sat at his kitchen table, surrounded by various tubes of industrial-strength adhesive. He had the carved figure in front of him, looking slightly worse for wear. "Okay," Jeff whispered to himself. "Just a dab. A tiny, tiny dab of gorilla strength. If it can hold a silverback, it can hold a fertility god." As he applied the glue, his phone rang. It was Russell. "Jeff, I've cracked the code," Russell shouted. "I'm going to throw a leprosy awarenesses gala, a real one. I've hired a doctor and everything. I'm going to rebrand myself as the saint of the skin condition." "Russell, I'm busy," Jeff said, trying to steady his hand. "I'm performing surgery on a wooden man." "This is important. Clarissa will be there. I've ordered 500 Kiss the Leper t-shirts. It's going to be ironic but heartfelt." "Don't do that, Russell. Please, for the love of all that is holy, do not make those shirts." In his distraction, Jeff's hand slipped. The tube of glue squeezed harder than intended. A large, clear glob landed right on the idol's face and Jeff's thumb. Oh no," Jeff muttered. He tried to pull his thumb away, but the glue lived up to its name. Within seconds, Jeff Bingham was literally joined at the hip, or rather, the thumb, with the ancient spirit of fertility. "Audrey!" Jeff yelled. "Audrey, we have a situation!" Audrey walked into the kitchen, taking in the scene. Jeff was standing there, his thumb firmly attached to the idol's forehead. He looked like he was trying to have a very intense, very one-sided conversation with the statue. "Is this a new hobby?" Audrey asked, crossing her arms. "Extreme gluing?" "It's not a hobby, it's a tragedy. I'm stuck, Audrey. I'm part of the herd now. I told you to be careful. Now what are we going to do?" "Jennifer is coming over in 20 minutes to pick that up. Tell her I'm bonding with it. Tell her I'm using my super sperm energy to recharge the idol's mojo." Audrey sighed, reaching for the nail polish remover. "You're an idiot, Jeff. A very fertile, very stuck idiot." As she worked to dissolve the bond, the doorbell rang. It was Jennifer. "Hey guys," Jennifer said, walking in. "Is the idol ready? I really want to put it back before Adam gets home. He's been acting weirdly stressed about the wedding napkins." Jeff froze, hiding his hand and the idol behind his back. Jen! Hey! So